Hello everyone and welcome to The Young and the Restless Soapy Stories channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Cain acknowledges to his guests in the southern French chateau's maze that he is not shocked that Victor was the first to discover that he was Dumas. Billy asks if Lily had a heart attack after the big disclosure. Jack demands to know why they were led to meet someone they already know, and Newman demands to know why he brought them there. Lily is okay, Cain tells them. Although they have now met Aristotle Dumas, Cain acknowledges that some of them feel taken by surprise. Since the pretense was draining, he is glad it is now done. He has decided it's time to retire Dumas and return to Genoa City as Cain Ashby, notwithstanding the reasons he kept his identities separate. Billy and Lily insist on knowing the purpose of this celebration. Cain says he threw this party as a way to thank them and give them a wonderful time because many of them have inspired him. Lily says, "Well, you failed." The Cain, Kyle, Diane, Audra, Jack, YNR. Cain acknowledges that he was afraid that if he revealed who he really was, no one would come. Will there be more surprises? Diane asks. Cain anticipates having some natural chat with each of them alone. Lily, distraught, flees. Devon informs Cain that this was all a dumb idea and that he is a true piece of work. He follows his sister, and Victor intervenes, putting himself in Cain's way and demanding that they speak alone right away. The guests are left behind by the two men. Cain's visitors continue to wonder. All of this is strange to Sharon. Billy acknowledges that he had no idea Cain was responsible. Phyllis begins questioning Amanda about her familiarity with Cain. The lawyer claims to have seen his books and to have a great deal of respect for him. His wealth is genuine. Phyllis is left wondering what the strategy is. Her companion isn't going to reveal anything. Phyllis declares, "I must be on the ground floor." Amanda, Phyllis, YNR. Cain has been keeping them all in a tizzy for weeks, and Nikki gripes to Nick about it. She is definitely not envious of him anymore. The moment Nikki leaves, Phyllis rushes over to engage Nick in conversation. Now that she knows Dumas is Cain, she tells him she has a plan. He doesn't remember them ever being close. She claims that they were not adversaries and that she respects people who change who they are. She wishes Amanda had been more open with information, but she is flexible about how to address this. Nick reassures her that he hasn't interacted with Cain either. Something significant must have changed, because he appeared so quickly. Numerous scandals involving cheating. Their host is easy on the eyes. Audra informs Kyle over a table. She believes Cain is being clever, but Kyle believes he concealed his identity because he is terrified of something. Given that Cain's father was a criminal and con artist, he tells her how chaotic things were and acknowledges that no one expected anything like this happening. Audra finds all of this fascinating and continuously asking him for additional information. He questions whether she's interested in knowing if he's unmarried. Although she maintains that she is extremely happy with Nate, any knowledge can be helpful. Audra, Kyle, YNR. Billy is asked by Jack how he could be unaware of this. They don't have a family group chat. Billy snarks. He tells Sally that Cain used to return as his fictitious long-lost brother. Jill loves him, and although they are not blood, they have sibling rivalry. Catherine did the same. Billy assumed Cain was talking to Dumas, but he never even recognized his voice. They question why Cain made such a big deal. Billy believes that Chancellor is the main focus of this. Jack remarks, "I think Chancellor is just the beginning." Now that he is a billionaire, Cain has a grievance that could impact everyone. Diane, Jack, Sally, Philadelphia, YNR. Billy says he doesn't think he and Cain will ever collaborate again as he downs another drink. He acknowledges that he doesn't know if Jill has been talking to Cain. Billy remembers Catherine's will as he sets down his next drink. She wanted Cain to manage Chancellor, even if she may have left it to Victor. Perhaps he believes he is worthy of the company. Chancellor was mentioned by anyone? Phyllis noshes in and asks. Phyllis says she's just mingling, but Diane lashes out that she's shameless. She attacks Sally as the boo Billy brings to work after questioning him about how he failed to see that he was speaking to his old phony brother. Billy is led away by Sally right away, allowing Phyllis to question Jack about if Cain is aiming for Chancellor. Nothing can be ruled out in his opinion. Phyllis remarks, Those are wise, wise words. More, a tribute to Jess Walton's YNR anniversaries. Sally informs Billy at a table that Jack is correct. They received what they had come for. Now is the moment for them to return home and start Abbott Communications by revealing this information before anyone else does. She believes they should leave the area, even if he is not interested in running the story. He feels that more is happening. Billy is adamant on identifying it. Billy's Sally YNR. Sharon walks up to Nick, and they make a joke about how happy Phyllis seems. Her thoughts are racing as she tries to figure out how to take advantage of the new circumstance. She is motivated, which is probably a good thing. He was afraid she would never be enthusiastic enough to accomplish anything again not too long ago. According to Sharon, they are both recovering. Nick has the impression that Kane is resolved to maintain his focus now that he has discovered it. With his flair for drama and deceit, Sharon is certain that Phyllis will blend in perfectly. YNR's Nick Sharon. Jack approaches Nikki, and they discuss how Victor was able to foresee this. According to her, her husband was intent on demonstrating his superiority. Jack doesn't know how long that can go on. He believes that Kane has made significant progress in just 6 years, and they have only just begun to explore the possibilities. Jack wouldn't rule out Kane in the event of a conflict between Victor and their host. More. Taraya might not make it. Updates on Lily, Damien, and Devin. As Lily rants about what a disaster this is, Devin, Damien, and she board their train car. She was unaware that the person they had been discussing for months was actually her former partner. She complains about being taken there under false pretenses when her brother gives her a drink to help her relax. If only she had known, she asks herself, how on earth did Kane do this? All of this sounded more like Tucker style. Lily tells Damien that Kane never had this kind of riches. Although he had corporate expertise, he never managed his own business and didn't seem very driven. Devin goes on to say that Kane grew up surrounded by crooks and scam artists since his father was an Australian crime lord. Lily knows that Kane never wanted to be like his father, but she won't make excuses for him. Devin implies that he might have reconsidered that. Kane never alluded to his change in luck, according to Lily, and her children never mentioned anything. She acknowledges that they got along well after their breakup, but that was the end of it. Kane crossed a line that she couldn't forgive, and she no longer respected him and didn't even want to know him. Lily, Damien, Devin, YNR. According to Lily, she and Kane traveled to Los Angeles to assist Maddie in a time of need. They had coffee when their daughter was stabilized. He told her that he had reconnected with Colin, who had changed his life, while they discussed how the children needed parents they could trust. The news that his father was supporting him in his new business ventures did not sit well with her. Kane clarified that his father's illness had altered him. All of this seemed strange to Lily. It seemed so forced, and she had a feeling that things would grow worse. Lily remembers her husband, Kane, as protective and affectionate. He wanted to do the right things for the right reasons and fled from his family. It wasn't merely a fraud, even when he claimed to be Jill's son. The thought of the children seeing Colin was never acceptable to Lily. She always believed that Kane understood how cruel his father was, but Kane assured her that forgiveness was due to everyone, including his father. Lily told Kane she would never see him again after pleading with him not to include the children in this. She felt sorry for him because he was so naive to let his father in again, but in reality, he was constructing an empire all along. She asks, how is that even possible? Lily, YNR. Lily discovers that Charlie adored the Count of Monte Cristo as they continue to reflect on what has transpired and wonders if this was all a part of a larger scheme. Damien questions why all of this is suddenly being revealed. Devin and he decide it's time for them to leave. They have no justification for remaining. She clarifies that she cannot go until she has all the information she needs. She needs to know everything Kane has done over the last 6 years for the sake of her kids. Damien, YNR.